Why are some things weird? And why are some people thought of as weird? I don't know. But I think when you're exposed to a type of thing that's first thought of as weird so many times, it becomes normal. And the more people you have thinking something is normal, then the more other things are going to be thought of as weird. Like, suppose everyone was invited to a dinner party and one person showed up with his face painted red. That would be pretty weird. But if it caught on and other people started doing it, and more people painted their face red when they ate dinner, until eventually you were in the minority if you didn't paint your face red while you ate dinner, then not painting your face red would be thought of as weird. And then it becomes a ritual. And we have all these rituals in society to make us think we're normal, that what we're doing is normal just because it's common and just because everyone else is doing it. The more I sort of try to fit in, the more I see things that I don't have anything in common with. I went to a bar a couple months ago for the first time ever. It was a piano bar. It was really loud and stressful. And I just sat at a table and looked at people, and everyone was talking about stuff. I wanted to turn invisible and hover over their tables and just listen to what exactly there was to talk about. But people always seem like they know what to talk about. And it's normal to constantly talk. You know, it's like everyone feels this obligation to avoid silence when they're around other people. Like, you can't be comfortable if you're just not talking. And I think that isn't normal. For me, anyways. So, I don't know if I modified my social behavior and talked all the time, I would still probably be thought of as weird, because I would just talk about weird stuff. Everyone has these different channels of information going into their brain. And if you get in a group with a bunch of people who all subscribe to the same channels of information, then no one in that group will think of each other as weird, because they all, like a group of 8th grade girls who all watch Disneyland Channel and Nickelodeon and read like Twilight and stuff like that, they all have that something in common. So they sort of don't think of each other as weird. But everyone has their own little software program running in their mind, and it rejects information that isn't compatible with the program. And things that aren't compatible, novel information, is always thought of as weird. So the question is how do you upgrade your program? How do you expand it to be more accepting of information and try to analyze it in a more objective way? And I think one of the ways to do that is to try to detach yourself from your first impression, because your first impressions always dig for what they know. And if you approach a problem or information or try to do a creative task by finding something you know, all you're doing is going through your memories and destroying the possibility for a future memory, because you're just grabbing an old one. So you really have to try to get rid of your ego when you're doing something or listening to something or reading something. Just try to take it for what it is and then concern your own self with it later in a quiet place. You know, like, people are bombarded with information all the time. How do you really know you think what you think? You know, so much of what you think is just what's opposed onto you, and then you build an emotional attachment to it and think it's yours, but really you're just looking for something to identify with, but you don't even know what you actually is.